Welcome back for our final day of coverage here in Houston, Texas for our 39th Regional Tour. I'm Nick Teixeira, joined by the one, the only, the Gordon of Dixon's over here. And let me be honest, we had a good time covering some great matches yesterday, didn't we, buddy?
Yeah, no, it was a great Saturday. Followed all three of the morning brackets. Weren't able to follow the amateurs all the way through, but congratulations to
Joel and Clint Galloway, and that's the better of the Galloways. You can tell Keith I said that.
Yes, we did get a good champion out of those guys, so congratulations. They'll be moving up to the pro brackets here after Chicago. But we also had the women. We had Katie and Megan, thank you, taking on Jeannie and Z in the final. And that one did go to a second set. So actually, that was kind of the form of the day. Was we had almost double dips in both of the events.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it's like, man, that's frustrating, but also it shows that those were the teams that were supposed to be playing against each other in the finals. It was down to the wire, down to the very end, and there was one man that I really felt like really showed, hey, this is kind of my weekend, is Joey Lee Harder, right? I mean, him and Chris...
Oh, Caballero.
Oh, thank you. As I've done trying to pronounce last names and butchering them, they were an excellent team, right? Chris was doing a great job in the supporting role, and then Joey Lee just hitting absolutely everything he needed to. And in the final, when he started to recede, Chris came right on strong.
Yeah, no, they were a perfect team insofar as when one would drop off, the other one would step off. That was also what you could say about Brock and his partner Frank.
Yes,
who also played well. We also got them in here for an interview, and that was really good. I enjoyed kind of seeing Brock talk about his journey as well. Look forward to that going out over the airways as well.
That, and also on top of that, when Frank towards the end of the interview was talking about, I was like, "Oh, you guys playing tomorrow?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're playing pro doubles together." And Frank came into this weekend as an amateur, and I said, "So why are you playing up?" And he said, why not? And that's the mentality of someone that deserves to be on the pro list and clearly shows why he's already a welcomed addition.
Yeah, I don't know Frank's entire story. Obviously, he's played extremely well this weekend, getting second in the amateurs. That's why he's getting the bump up after Chicago as well. But clearly has the game to play on that pro level.
Well, we got some great matches coming up today with the Pro Doubles 01 vying for that spot in the Invitational Shootout. So a lot at stake there. And, of course, we also have the men's and women's Doubles 01 as well. And let's be honest, I love doing math. I'm a math guy myself.
Yeah, no, I don't look at 01 as checkers. I think it is even more advanced at chess at sometimes. But no, it'll be fun watching these teams compete and see who comes out on the other end. I do want to give a shout out to Ram Guevara getting his second win last night in the triples with his team.
Yeah, good mentionable there. Ram and Johnny, and I'm blanking on the females partner, but they were a great team there. We're going to go ahead and just add that title right there. Okay, perfect. That is her name. Yeah, they were absolutely incredible as well, and seeing Ram get that second title shows that he is still in dominant form coming into the pro doubles.
Yep. And honestly, we talked about it yesterday. Like, you have to have a good female to compete in the triples event. They get to go first. They get the most trips to the board. So yeah, cheers to the entire team. It no doubt took everybody to get that title.
Absolutely. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into the match, right into the action. Make sure to strap in, folks. It's going to be a good day of darting fun here. Don't worry. We're going to be here. You're going to be here. It's all going to be a good time. Welcome back, everybody, for our final day of coverage here in Houston, Texas. My name's Nick Teixeira, joined by Gordon Dixon on the call for some Sunday fun day darts here. We got our doubles 01 across all the board. Gordon, I'm excited for today. What about you?
Super pumped. I'm always surprised on how quickly we can make it over from the opener and rush back into our chairs to get ready for this setup.
Well, it's all in the calisthenics. Actually, the secret to the sauce right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at the darters and the athletes that they are, I mean, the athletes that we've become as commentators is equally as impressive.
You might not like it, but when you look at Gordon and I, this is what peak performance looks like. Well, here we go. We got Cajun Queens going up against Darty Secrets here. Cajun Queens currently up 1-0, playing that 3-0-1 open in, open out split bowl format, and almost over as soon as we get back into it here.
Yeah, looking to take this one pretty quick, 2-0. These women matches can go extremely fast. Playing 301 fat out is a blink and you'll miss it kind of format.
I will say, Jack Wagon's in chat. I hope you know we did an interview with Cody Vomstead, and that interview will be playing at some point today. And you got mentioned in the interview by Cody, so I want you to know you need to look for when that one plays. Ronnie, trying to make sure there's no freeze on the table here for Cajun Queen. Did guarantee that, but did not guarantee much. Oh, no, actually did get the guaranteed freeze on Montana as well. Good play there. As gotta make sure our Sunday commentary is at its finest. And I love her shirt. She just has a dog on there. What that dog doing?
Can't pet that dog.
Can't pet that dog. Trying to just find a bull here. Doesn't get there. So Cajun Queen 20 for the win here. In our first match of the stream.
Yeah, to take it 2-0. I like this. Big ol' 4. And there it is. She takes it down. We're going to flip over to board 6 now, where we've got the pros. Got Donnie Ram and Leonard Gates taking on Daryl Cortez and Eric Holmes.
Eric Holmes was hanging out with us in the chat last night, watching some matches as well. This should be a good matchup in our Pro Doubles 01. It is going to be that 501 double in, double outs format that we're going to be looking at here. We got a good match. We're just in leg number 1 here, so just in time to get coverage of this one. As Chris Sales asked, where'd you guys go eat last night? Well, that you were in charge of dinner.
It was Gabby's Barbecue.
There we go.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. As Eric Holmes goes ahead and finds a 121 to get things going. I will say for those that know Eric, he's actually been doing a little bit of a weight loss journey. He's lost like 50 pounds at least, if not more. I mean, he is looking healthier than ever. And I always love to see the transformative journeys when these athlete bodies actually become athlete bodies with the darts players. Diesel Daryl Cortez, though, well outside the margins, is going to have to close that gap. Daryl Cortez and Ram Guevara, typically league partners. I know I see them play out of the stadium quite a lot together.
Yeah, double in, double out format for the pros with a split bowl. So it'll look to the steel tip viewing audience a little closer to that in terms of scoring and the finishes available. One, 4, 6 in play. Not now. We'll see how Leonard chooses to tidy up here.
And you really wanted him to tidy up more, because if Daryl hits a decent round here, you can basically make sure that Eric has a shot if Donnie doesn't take it. Oh, but those are not the darts you need.
Yeah, no, that's a Sunday morning turn right there from Daryl.
Now, both these teams did come off some games already here. So, Omain beat the team of Chris and Fuentes and 3-1 fashion, and Shazam beat Smack 3-1.
And back to the action, the 138 goes for Donnie Ram.
Back to the match. You were so close.
I've already forgotten.
Okay.
Sunday commentary.
That is at its finest. On to a new leg, and anything's possible, especially when Daryl Cortez goes ahead and opens up like that. That will do with a 150 in. Feels like that pull right there.
Leonard getting away pretty steady yesterday.
I think that's like the run of the tape that we've seen from Leonard Gates this weekend. As it's been solid, it has not been his best darts that we've seen.
Yeah, again, I think I said yesterday, there's no doubt Leonard Leonard would probably agree wholeheartedly with that assessment. But really, I mean, you've still seen some pretty good finishes from the guy. So if you're B game, maybe even C game, it sometimes is getting you into the top 3. That'll keep you chugging along.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct there. And what is also interesting is I don't believe we've seen Donnie Ram on the stream before this weekend so far. So making his first appearance.
Yeah, no, somebody that again, perennial good finisher in the events.
I can't even spell perennial.
Finally away, Eric Holmes. In a normal doubles, wouldn't be that big of a deal if it took you a little bit to get going, but that freeze rule really coming into play at the back end of these legs. So Eric going to have to pick up the scoring quite a bit. He wants to prevent freezing Daryl. Daryl, after kind of a stinker in that first leg, off and running, taking full advantage of that start.
Yeah, it looks like you just had a little bit of first leg blues there, and there's one of those guys where he's always pretty cool and collected when he's at the board, and a very consistent showman, right? I mean, he'll go up there and have his collects. He won't really have too many dips, and when he does, he usually is pretty good about bouncing back. This is still anybody's game. Donnie Ram can put a lot of pressure on this with Eric Holmes still back at 393. Already a 60-point separation. But he kind of needs to collect a ton plus here to really make that hurt. What finish does Daryl Cortez want to leave today? That'll work.
Yeah, nice and safe. Down to the 16. No chance of busting over in them parts. Leonard hot on his heels. And again, we talked about it. Big shot needed. Make sure that he does not freeze Daryl's shot at that 40.
Oh, and it's definitely in range to be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would take another
absolute stinker.
Yeah, even he might need to bust or hit the coin slot 3 times here.
If he busts 293, I would be impressed.
Yeah, the freeze is on.
Yeah, Daryl will not get a look at the requisite 40, so he's just going to bring it down to 10 or less, whichever one your preferred double is in that range, and bring it all the way down to 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I go to 4.
Yep.
Because you still can't get frozen, and it gives you a little wiggle room. Oh, up to the double 9. Comes inside. So not out of the woods just yet, but again, Eric's probably going to have to take this out if they're going to win this leg. Going to need, can't leave a finish now, so need at least 12 darts to go all the way around the board to get another whack at that.
And that's a lot of favors you're asking for.
Yeah. Yeah, especially from probably a team we would have put at least in the top 3, if not top 2, for favorites when the bracket was drawn.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the idea of a Leonard Gates, Donnie Ram team. One of the other teams that did make quite the run last year as Leonard Gates busted there, so this is part of the process.
That's one of the favors.
That's one of them. Still need Donnie Ram to not take 53 and Leonard Gates to not take 9 again. So, and you need to leave yourself a finish here. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But 4 Pops, the team of Johnny Lackey, Derek Hinkle, the team that hit the 9 darter in the King Seat match against Donnie Joe and Joey Lee Harder. Currently in the losers bracket against Weenus.
Oh, Donnie Ram. Thought he was going to take it out. Remember, first leg did check the 138. Checks the 53, and Leonard gonna dab him up and say, hey, that's why we're playing partners.
That's exactly right. He's not going to be too mad about that one. We appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning along with us here for our coverage of the Houston BullShooter, as it's been an absolute pleasure. And we've had some great matches, some great storylines that have unfolded here to set off our 2025 and what should be a great year for darts in general, but BullShooter alike.
Yeah, if you want to come out to play with us, we do have 4 tournaments left between now and the Super Bowl in Chicago in May. We've got Ohio coming up in a couple of weeks, where you would have the pleasure of meeting Nick and I if you were on site. The following weekend in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and then San Antonio at a later date.
March 21st through the 23rd.
That guy's right. And the word on the BullShooter Street is Omaha, Nebraska.
To be announced.
TBD.
And if you go to the Ohio BullShooter, if you're not on the pro list, Gordon will play you for $10.
Yes. Yeah, any averages below 3.5, I will take you on for $10 a game.
That's it. And we'll live stream it. The Gordon Gauntlet.
The Gordon Gauntlet.
I would play in that tournament.
If we can get 5, we'll play in 5 boards right next to each other.
Go down the line.
And I'll just play on each board as we go down.
Yeah, well, it's like full-on dart aerobics almost with going between all the different boards there. I love it. Gates well out in front of Daryl. And Eric had a chance to push off to put some pressure on Donnie here, but instead, Donnie had the opportunity to favor early on an advantage of Shazam. And O'Main is saying, oh, man.
Back to the match.
There you go. That was good. Where's Tyler $? Where is he? I'll take that $10 at San Antonio. Well, you won't be there, but I'll do it. I'll play you, Chris.
There you go. Lock it in.
And Chris, in 2 months from now, when you say, hey, you're supposed to play me for $10, I'll forget. So just remind me that I said this right here. Make it 20 so I can get a beer. So free darts.
That's funny.
It's not on a finish, but well out in front here. Eric Holmes going to need to collect on a big one. Won't be able to leave a finish from 359, but can at least get in range just in case, because at this point, you're in front of Daryl. You're now the A player on your team. It's up to you to try to finish it out from here. Nathan says, why don't they host a BullShooter tournament in Minnesota? 'Cause it's cold. Next question.
Yeah, I saw my breath in Houston. I'm not going to Minnesota.
No, the two were, I will say, there's some of the stops that are in the works. And again, according to Rory, I was told that Wisconsin's back in the mix. So that's close enough to Minnesota from what I've been told. But we're working on revamping the two. We're trying to find new spots to go to.
Well, and this won't come as a shock, but I mean, these also, these tour stops are also used as marketing tools for the actual sale of the dartboards. So that's part of the calculation.
Like a balance between the mainstay stops and then finding stops in new areas. I mean, last year we had Kalamazoo, Michigan in the mix. Worst part is, to go to that tournament, you had to be in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Ugh, Michigan.
No real pressure here. Eric Holmes did not leave a finish. Just going to make sure that Leonard gets a nice clean shot and keep the pressure on, so that way Eric doesn't get a chance to shoot a finish. This is looking to be a 3-0 in double time fashion.
Yeah, shake of the head there from Daryl. Just not at the races. Had a pretty good leg, frozen in the last leg. But 42 here for Leonard Gates. Double 10. in the corner, and there it is. Shazam taking this one 3-0. I recognize that guy.
Which guy? That guy?
That guy.
Yeah, we got a good one here. It's going to be the Monsters Q-Soul baby team. Then I'm going to add that to the invoice there, Mark. And what should be a good one there. And then on the other side, Andrew Hammock and T-Bone playing there. That's going to be Tommy. Andrew Hammock had a great weekend over in New Orleans, where I can tell you he was lining up the board there and took Alex Spellman all the way to a last leg decider in a double dip scenario. It was a very fun match to watch.
These guys still on the winner's side, trying to get going on this beautiful NFL playoff Sunday.
Go sports ball.
You're a liar.
I have to play into the character.
You're
They can't
a
tell them the
liar.
truth. Don't tell them the truth. They don't need to know.
You should have seen this guy breaking down analytics yesterday.
You can't let them know I'm
He
smart,
called.
too.
He called the exact score of the Houston game.
Yeah, I did.
He picked the Bucks to beat the Longhorns. I mean, duh.
Oh, yeah, okay. But that was an easy call. I mean, come on.
I mean, you want some picks. This is the guy.
Exactly. And if you're curious, I just put all the team names on a dartboard since I can't really aim that good, and I just take whatever he gives me. Here we go. On to the races here. So far, Q-Soul, baby's up and going.
Is that high-strung Ginger?
That is.
That's a lot of characters. I didn't even know that was
So you can fit all of them in there?
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, if you are curious, High Strung Ginger is also anytime you see Matt Campbell at the World Championships. As Mark Bond is commenting from his alternate persona, Monsters, on his match while he is playing. Make sure to keep up, folks.
We're meta on meta.
Streaming on Meta.
I feel like every dart community has a T-bone.
I think that's true, actually. I think I've met a couple. I've met a couple T-dubs lately as well.
Yep, we got one in Columbus. I played in the Cleveland area. There was a T-bone. Can't speak for Cincinnati, but I don't play down there a whole lot.
That's really in Kentucky anyways.
Seriously. Northern Kentucky.
And the worst part is the airport has the Gold Star chili. It doesn't have Skyline chili inside the airport. Double offensive.
I am not on any of those chili trains.
Well, I thought we were friends. And
That is all trash.
I love it's yummy garbage is actually the official term.
Yummy garbage. It's like gourmet firewood. It's gourmet garbage.
The gourmet firewood, which is what they're playing for today, trying to get those plaques.
And again, no offense to the plaques that are provided by our dear employer. That was just something that I said across the board for plaques.
I'm a big fan of the unique trophies, though. I've been looking more into them in some of these tournaments. Like, my favorite tournament is still the Space Coast tournament in Cocoa Beach, Florida, and it's literally a space shuttle that you win.
Yeah, no, I may have one of those.
Okay, don't show off. I've tried so many
No,
times.
I haven't thought about that in a
cool.
long time. No, my thing is make it a mug.
Ooh, okay.
Make it a mug. Make
I
it
like
functional.
mugs. I always like rings. I'm always a big fan of it when they're rings.
Yeah, I mean rings are. Yeah,
You can turn them into necklaces.
I don't know how. Man, what am I, a jeweler? How am I going to turn it into a necklace?
Get a chain and put it on the
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean? What do you? And I used to actually manage a K jeweler, so I am a jeweler. That's a part of my backstory lore. I'll help you later. It's okay. Monsters stepping up to the line here and needs to bring it on down. As
Back
he
to
is-
the match.
Back to the match. needs to try to bring it on down and get back into the fray here.
Yeah, another dangerous position. Even if high-strung Ginger able to get a finish here, may not be able to take a shot. Freeze definitely in play here. Yeah, T-Bone just not able to find it there. But really, job done. Going to be very tough to avoid the freeze the next time around.
He has skull and crossbone emojis on the side of his names. That's what just popped up. I just saw it. He has emojis. How do you get emojis?
Not going to go. Double 19 for 38.
He disagreed. Was trying to leave 44. Looks like on the 17 pull, or trying to leave 50 if it was for the 15. In either case, there it might be inconsequential because he might more likely would be frozen on the turnaround here if Hammock does this.
Yeah, solid shot. That again, yeah, the best he can do is get to 84. And that's still going to be a pretty easy freeze from 120. Not even going to bring it down. So the freeze already in place. T-Bone Shanghai for the dub in this first leg.
Not going to be able to take it, but we'll bring it on down here. It's a single 15, 440. No reason not to. You can clean it up a little bit better knowing that Bouncers and Monsters at 219 and 89 is already frozen. Single 18 or single 16 more than likely should be the last start here. Single 9 was a bold move, but obviously not the intent target there. Was going for single 12 to leave 8. The goal is 10 or under, but...
I thought he was going double 9 for 8 to leave 2.
That could also work.
And first dart, 36.
Well, first leg on the board for Andrew and Tommy. This Q-Soul, baby, is going to have to dig deep here and channel some different darts. And frankly, Mark Bond has been someone who has been working on their game lately, and I'm curious to see if this is going to be really showing its head, because I know he's been putting the time on the board. You got to give the man credit. Since making the pro list, he's been on an absolute grind. So far, just showing the Sunday side of his darts, but I don't think that's the full story of them. This is the pro event that we're looking at. This is going to be a top 8 on the winner side match right now. Winner of this will play either Team 1 or Jimmy's brother. Jimmy's brother being that Ram Guevara team.
Oh, he's in twice.
It's double the, he said, don't worry, I'll get in for everybody. Our first top 4 match will be Shazam versus Eclipse of the Paint, which, or Palm. Eclipse of the Palm, it looks like. That will be our next match after this one, as we will be getting some of those ladies and men's matches later on, but we want to prioritize getting through. This is a little bit of a smaller bracket in our pro doubles field today, and we want to try to highlight as much as we can before switching over to those brackets.
Total eclipse of the palm.
Is that like a thing?
No, it's total eclipse of the heart.
Oh. Another thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And that's the last I'll be singing on this Sunday.
I mean, it sounded good.
Is it even palm? What is that actual word?
PALMT. So it might be a typo. I think it's just palm. T-Bone's going to have to try to bring this back down. So far, it's the inverse of the last leg, as the Ginger and the Bond are out in front here. And if you guys are curious, someone went on the jukebox and is playing a bunch of Kendrick Lamar right now. And they are, in fact, not like us. Not like us. You got better Kendrick Lamar than you?
No. No, I had to come to grips with I'm the grumpy old man now.
You can't be. Mike Redman just said Gordon start singing back to the match.
Because my biggest beef with almost all new music is I don't know where or why people got away from writing hooks.
That's true.
Believe me, 100% love the lyricism of a Kendrick Lamar, but there's nothing catchy.
He's a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Like where's the hook? Where's the I listened to it one time and I sing it the next time around?
The problem is none of us got that K-Dot flow like him.
That's what I want in my music. I'm sure his poetry is beautiful. It is.
I mean, the Pulitzer thinks so. 150 is going to be the look. Oh wait, sorry. Back to the match.
Well, there's a song in all of our hearts today.
That is. Should just go for like a trip 10 here. There's no reason to bring it down even lower with both Andrew and Tommy well behind.
Yeah, 18 or 10 or 42.
You know what? That's fine. You can do the Mincer special there. He loves double 14. Why not you? Harsh Marsh says, only just getting into soft tip, but enjoyed the stream last night. I like the casual feel to things, I won't lie. Well, thank you, good sir. I like to have a good, fun time.
Is that a backhanded compliment?
I think so.
Like, I enjoy how unprofessional you are. It doesn't sound like you guys take this too serious.
Or maybe the game. Maybe he meant like of the game itself. In either case, we're just going to take it glass half full here. No, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Dan, we're not talking about those Diddy songs anymore, or his parties, or anything else. Well, double 14 it is. You left yourself it. You might as well hit it. You must have did it for a reason.
All right, we're all tied up. You Soul Baby puts one on the board.
You can put some stank on it. You Soul Baby. You get $5 every time you say it from Mark Bond.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, do I have to sign a contract, or is that just...
I'll rub
that's
you in. I'll
another
give
thing?
it from mine.
Cool.
Completely snapped back into it, though.
Was that all live?
Yeah, that was live.
Oh,
yeah. We weren't supposed to say that part out loud. I thought I hit the button. I missed it. Andrew did snap back into reality, though, after having a lax last leg. Team seems to have found it while having the throw, which is a good time to usually be throwing your best darts.
Yeah, match so far going with throw. And Andrew and Tommy off and running quickly this time. And everybody's off and running. And look at that. Mark Bond with a glance over for his second double in. Double in.
We got our Icelandic friend back in chat. What's going on, sir? How you doing? All over the bed there after the first start, but doesn't collect full distance wanted.
Yeah, you see the averages down there. Very parity leg.
and just pulls it over to the right there. I mean, you're playing on Sunday. I mean, what was your Sunday ritual to kind of get your best game out of yourself?
Wake up as early as I could and start throwing darts.
That's a secret?
Like, well, yeah, because I mean, if you try to walk down there at 9:45 and it starts at 10, I did fairly well with that on like a Friday night, and a Saturday morning, because there was, well, if you want to go through the entire thing, if the blind draw on Friday night after the singles or whatever the first event was didn't pay at least $500 for first, I didn't play it.
Okay.
For the exact reason that there was more money to be won on Saturday than there would have been in that last event where you probably played until 2:00. So that was the cutoff for that Friday night event. So you could wake up and be serviceable in the morning for the first event on Saturday. But no, Sunday was always try to get up as early as you can without too bloodshot eyes.
Yeah.
And try to get the arm going as quickly as possible.
Well, and realistically, while there's multiple events run per day, there's only 2 events you can really play in per day other than the side blind draws as well here. So if you're like one of these players, let's say you're playing, Saturday morning, do you potentially like forego the mixed triples on Saturday night so you try to be in top form if you want to take a shot on a Sunday morning?
Personally, I wouldn't. Just as you said, there's a limited amount of opportunities to score, and 9 times out of 10, and this may come across a way that I don't necessarily intend, I would have a good enough female to feel like I was in that mix.
That's fair. You are a ladies' man,
so I wouldn't. I have to kick the coverage, whether it's in dart ability and or what I deserve personally. But yeah, so that no, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't go that far. But it also matters. Like if I didn't have that as an option, that would be one that would be very easy to skip.
I like it. I like it a lot, and that's some good insights there from Mr. Gordon Dixon. You see a couple comments in here. Will Stewart sounds weird today. Yeah, he does. He sounds weird every day. And then someone pointing out their friend in the background. Phoenix of Liberty saying, "What's up, party people? How are their darts flying? They are flying good." And Andy Douglas saying, "Hey, Nick, what's your thoughts on the fist bump? Also, good morning, gents. Before and after, tell the opponent, I'm sorry if I miss it in the middle. I don't mean anything by it, and try not to think about it at all. With my partner, whenever they want. I don't really care. That's my partner."
And I don't know if we mentioned, we see Joe Lee and Donnie Joe over the shoulder of our current players playing on the board next door. Another team to watch out for.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you guys Joey Lee's interview alongside with Cody Vomstead and Chris Rodriguez from Rick Starts and Games are the ones we got up. We also did interviews with Brock Garza and Frank Z, as that's a 3 in the bed there to leave 60, by the way, from Genji. That's a really good shot, but might be inconsequential with where Mark Bott's positioned in this leg.
No guarantees, but throw out some player names. Who would you like to see us talk to of the players here?
That's a great point. Chat, tell us right now. Who do you want?
Yeah, do the thing.
Chat, do the thing right now.
I'm going to take most of the credit for that one, Andy.
Andy Douglas, famous Doug Sports Pub Darts Championship commentator. He did like 2 whole matches with me this year. $20 for tops. Just got to stay true on this one. It's getting a little close for comfort. Don't want to bust here, that's for sure. Because the freeze is now on as long as you don't bust, so do not go where those first 2 darts have gone and just nail that double 20.
There it is. We stay with throw. The high-strung Ginger will get us started in the next one. Trying to push us to a decider. A lot of these matches today will come down to the cork.
Dan, do you think it's our first live stream? You think I'm going to fall for the classic Mike H? You think I'm going to fall for that one? Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Cody Vomstead, we actually did already interview. That's a good one. And we saw one for Lane. We'll definitely have to try to pull her in here for a chat as well. Although she's tired of doing interviews with me because she's currently done a bunch with the WCS, so she's going to have to talk with Gordon. She's done talking to me. We appreciate it. The over 500 of you guys tuning in across all of our different platforms here.
Oh, T-Bone not happy with that last one, but job done. Pressure now on the high-strung Ginger to get this down. Wants to take full advantage of going first, and that's a great first dart. Oh, just not able to follow it.
Why does everyone wear caps? Or why do players play with caps on? It's because they have a balding problem here in Houston. No, but and then Gary clarifies that they just don't typically see it in South Africa. It's just a common thing. I feel like for the North American darter, you see it a lot. I think it's a cultural thing, and it's also just there's not like it's a tournament like this. A regional level tournament is not dress coded, right? Just unlike how the invitational shootout does have a form of a dress code. So it's just different levels of events. This is more of, again, that classic floor tournament style open. Everyone can come on in. You have shorts on. You have that guy wearing Crocs. You know, anything's possible.
Does the Phoenix of Liberty want us to do an interview in the bathroom?
Interview in the can with the sponsors in the back. Do we already have one lined up? I believe, like in the lineup with Rick Starts and Games.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I didn't understand that.
No, that's our interview later. Yeah, we actually did. So the current interviews we have done, we did talk with Jolie Lee Harder, Chris Rodriguez, Cody Vomstead, and Chris Rodriguez representing Rick Starts and Games there. Mike Redmond saying the legend Pat Cook. I don't know. Pat Cook might be too cool for interviews.
A little bit of an opening there for Q-Soul. Andrew doesn't take full advantage. But Mark doing a good job of stepping in here. I don't know what he's thinking about. You need to throw it in there. It leaves you a finish.
I think you overthought that one a little bit because, honestly, I think if he kept up at that same pace, it was going in. I didn't even think Angry Gingy's saying the same thing right now. Or High Strung Ginger. Whatever his name is. Angry Gingy, I believe, is a different content creator for darts. Here we go. High Strung, just going to make sure to get in line here. Can try to leave a finish, but more likely just trying to set up for Mark Bond to have that opportunity if possible.
Yeah, again, sign of a good team. Falls off a little bit. Mark able to step in. But really, it might come down to this man. What can he do to set up a finish here? Needs a treble. It's not going to happen. So they get 6 darts.
And I like the idea of moving over. He had 2 of those darts lined up, trying to throw right into him, but you can see kind of undercut it a little bit there. Andrew Hammock, definitely not the sharpest version of himself that we saw in New Orleans, but still can be a threat when he is firing. And Mark Bond looks right into the camera after those darts.
And only 60. So the battle between the 2 lingering behind, advantage goes to the high-strung Ginger. Oh, and look at this. Now, for sure, setting this up, looking like we might be going to a decider, as unfortunately Andrew doesn't have a finish here. And even if it comes back around to him, looking like he might be frozen.
That's currently how the cards are lining up here. Mark Bond wants to go ahead and just take this here for confidence. Going to the 17s here for double top. Nice and easy. Now just going to focus on setting it up here. Trip 14. He disagrees.
Not 54 for 20s.
It's more popular than
Allowable.
ever. More popular than ever.
As long as 5130 does not become a thing.
Yeah, first player to 0 does win. There is freeze rule in effect, so if your partner scores higher than the other team's combined score, you are not allowed to win the game. So right now, Hammock is not allowed to win the game because T-Bone has a higher score than the entirety of Q-Soul Baby combined. If you do take the game out while you are under the freeze rule effect, you lose the whole game. It's not a bust.
$16, 24 for 24. That plays as well.
Nothing wrong with that one.
So we'll see what Andrew prefers here. If he'll try to get to 2 or 4.
He said 2's fine with me.
It's like the answer's 2.
Now Mark Bond has an opportunity for 56, 16 for tops, or 20 for double 18. Tops it is for 2-2.
Ooh, pulled it low. Second time we've seen second guessing here coming down the line. See the big smile there. I assure you that that was a painful smile.
It certainly was. Trying to laugh it off, though. T-Bone will leave a finish here, so needs some assistance as he needs to survive 6 more darts to have an opportunity for that 1-3-1.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. It actually, I don't know that it actually worked out. I think the one time somebody got frozen, they actually were unfrozen by the next time they threw. As we see Q-Soul tie this up 2 apiece, but normally that's how these freezes play out. Is the teammate that has frozen their partner is the one that has to take out a large finish in order to kind of overcome that.
Well, now it'll come down to this here. This should be an interesting dichotomy because it's really been just moments of brilliance and moments of fatigue from both teams, it seems.
Well, right now, all 4 legs have gone with throw. So you got to tip whoever wins this cork to continue that. Otherwise, I think a large finish is what we're going to have to see as Andrew fires in the double bowl to win that advantage.
Currently, the match playing into this one as well. Team 1 versus Jimmy's brother, 2-2 right now. So I'm actually curious who we got on those teams. Team 1 is going to be the team of Donnie Joe and Joey Lee Harder. So that is an interesting matchup there, going up against Ram Guevara and Brandon Brown. As banger of a match.
Yeah, I wish the producer would have put that one on here.
Oh, man, I've been telling LJ to get on it. Oh, no, it's my job now, isn't it? Boo, Nick.
All right, so big thing here is just to get away. Oh, and he does it with his third. So job done, off and running. What can Mark do here? Hasn't had a whole lot of troubles just yet.
And see there, he's dropping his darts. I really would have preferred him to switch off pretty early there into one of the side doubles there. If you're dropping down vertically, his horizontal is fine. I mean, go over and try to catch one of the side segments in doubles. It doesn't matter which double it is at the end of the day. Not getting in is detrimental.
Yeah, well, that was an important non-triple turn there, because a big in now for Mark would negate the struggles to get in. But now the pressure is going to mount on you to get in. So we'll see how he responds to that.
Ginger doing what he's supposed to do there, though, is just sprint. You are running to the finish line. When your partner struggles like that, the best thing you can do is just get as far out front, give them as many chances as possible, and give yourself as many chances at a double.
Yeah, so as we see, 402, a steady ton, a double and a big triple here, and all's forgiven.
There's your double. And that's not the big triple in mind, but it's just enough where you're still in the leg. If it became another lackluster round, that's when it starts getting really dangerous.
Yeah, now it comes down to our two sprinters here in the one holes. Can leave a finish from 312. Would have been interesting if he'd got the first two, if he'd have stayed there, went to the bull, try to leave the big finish. But regardless, really good leg here from the high-strung Ginger, trying to contest losing that bull. And there's an important miss from T-Bone. Mark needs to find a big triple right off the bat. Another one's just icing on the cake to keep that distance. And there it is, 140. Now completely negating that that blank open. A good recovery after the first dart goes just a bit high.
Here we go, Gingy to try to pressure that finish from Hammock now. Finds the 20 with ease. Can work with that dart. Decides to move there. I think I would have preferred to stay, because he was going to find it if he stayed.
Yeah, no, just kind of getting a little cute there. There's plenty of room in that bed.
But it's still mission accomplished as far as putting a nice two-dart finish in his hands.
So if Mark can get below 205 or below, he will freeze here. It will not happen. So the 104 is in play, and the reverse danger of perhaps freezing the high-strung Ginger when it comes back around. Tops for the match. Oh, and he drags it down low. Threw that way too fast for my liking.
Yeah, now there's an opportunity. The high-strung Ginger with 60 on the line here. Taking that moment of composure. You don't want to put too much pressure on this. Get that big single 20 and just work from there. See, he's definitely a little amped up on this one. And that's a little too amped up. I was worried if he was putting too much pressure on his own shoulders. And I feel like he would walk up there, hit the single, but then maybe take a little reprieve. But that was a unfortunate mistake here, and now this can get really dicey.
Yeah, may not get to shoot at it again. And by staying at 60, it also makes the freeze that much tougher. So now 145. So 2 treble 20s and the freeze is on.
Oh, there's the first one. This could be quite the shot. Needs the focus for this dart. Big trip here, Mark.
Yeah, big trip takes the finish away. Doesn't find it.
And there's some crazy stuff going on in the other match. I don't know if you're seeing that one on the side.
Yeah,
there.
no, I'm watching all the body language over there. As we see Andrew plug in that double 10, takes it down. We're going to get a screenshot here. Double 6 coming in for Joe Lee Harder.
Multiple misses for the match from both teams so far. This is 2-2 for the match.
And there it is. Last dart in hand. He made it harder, but he hit it.
Oh, was that a pun?
An attempt at one.
That was good. I like that. Alrighty, guys. Well, next match coming up here on our stream board will be Shazam versus Eclipse of the Palm. We're going to go ahead and just give him a quick moment to start warming up on that board. And in the meantime, we're going to hear from our good friend here, Joey Lee Harder, as we have a great moment and a little chat with him here. So we'll be back in just a moment's time, folks.
Back at the Houston Regional here for our 39th annual World Tour. I am joined here by Joey Lee Harder, and it's a pleasure to have you with us because last year we watched you play in a wonderful match. You were playing with Donnie Joe. What's it feel like to be back here after last year's experience?
Yeah, so right now, since I went up to the pro division, so the load I am carrying now it's on my shoulder, the load now, since I'm the pro. So I have to do good, knowing that there's a lot of good shots here in the building. There's Leonard Gates, there's Ram Guevara, and most of the players coming from Oklahoma, San Antonio, and other places. So I need to do my best to give them a good shot, a good game.
And last year, that was your first like soft tip tournament. Am I mistaken, right? Or that was your first time really getting into a tournament like this?
Actually, last year, that was my first time that I joined the soft tip tournament. It was Danny Joe that asked me, hey, can you play with me in the BullShooter? And then I said, I don't know how to play. I don't have a darts. And then he lent me a darts. And then he told me one day to play the soft tip tournament, which still I don't know how to play. And then every time we play, and then I said, hey, Danny Joe, what should I do?
Well, you've been doing great is what you've been doing, and we saw the progress because last night you were playing in that top 4 match against Ram Guevara, and it was an intense matchup there. I mean, what were your thoughts in that one?
Yeah, I lose against Ram on the Diddle on the decision match. And then when I watched the replay earlier this afternoon, I should have won that game. But then when I throw on the 15, I hit the wire instead of going inside, and it did not score on my favor. So, things happen, and Ram is a good shot. So you need to be, you need to do your best in order to beat the best.
Well, and you did that today, right? I mean, you and Chris played together. Talk us about that big win today.
Yeah, so Chris helps me a lot in keeping up with the another amateur player against us. So we did well. I did my part. He did his part, and then that's it. So.
And you're a phenomenal talent and really blowing up on the Texas art scene. Every time we come out, we know to look for you now. You're not some unknown, who is this guy? Yeah. What advice would you give to somebody that's going to their first big tournament, or first big soft tip tournament, that is?
Okay, so every good players like the same thing with the teacher students. Before you become a teacher, you started as a student. So don't you worry about it. If you feel nervous, it's because you're human. If you miss, it's because you're human. Just keep going. If that is your dream, then go and do something about it. Because if you were just live, that dream will still be a dream.
Wise words there. And we're excited. Actually, I don't want to hold you any longer. You're still beating up people on the dartboard. You guys are playing in the mixed triples. So thank you for taking the time to talk with me. And an absolute pleasure. And best of luck the rest of the weekend, okay?
Thank you so much. And also, and then I just want to say thank you also for Rick's Darts and Game and Barcada for sponsoring my games. And it's because of them that that's why I'm here. The bullshooters interview is expensive. That's why they paid up for me. So, all right.
There we go. Well, best
Thank you
of
so
luck.
much.
Welcome back, everybody, for another great matchup on our board and a great chalk we just had with Joey Lee Harder. I'm excited to be covering some more wonderful darts on the dartboard. This is going to be Eclipse of the Palm going up against Shazam. I'm Nick Chair, joined by Gordon Dixon.
We got Palm Tree and Eclipse. So if there was ever a question on where that team name came from, I have deduced it.
Well, normally I deduce in the bathroom.
Now, I hated that. I giggled at that. I almost walked out. I almost walked out as well. Now we got to get to where Eclipse and Palm Tree came from. We know how we put them together, but where did that start? As we see Eclipse into that double 16 straight away, followed by 80 points. So good start there.
Yeah, this should be a good one. As we got Mike Porterfield tuning in along with us here, heckling his sponsor, as yesterday was the team of Porterfield, played by Mark Bond. Again, folks, keep up. Not as familiar with the Eclipse of the Palm team, but I am excited to be seeing their performance here. I mean, they must be having a good day if they're currently in the top 4 of the winner side, playing to get into the king seat match.
Yeah, and a slip to start for Palm Tree, but rectified it there. See a big 180. Donnie Ram. Captaining the team. Gates has a little bit of a slow start here.
Quite the flick of the wrist there for Eclipse.
Yeah, no, it's there's a lot going on, and it looks okay. And the darts are close, but that's twice now the third dart has gone awry. But we've got back-to-back 180s from Shazam as Leonard Gates fills it up.
And you can see the frustrations there on Palm Tree, trying to get settled under a lot of pressure as Shazam's looking likely to hold the throw in the first leg here. Brackets are cruising along so far. We've been having fun here with our Sunday coverage.
Sunday. Come see the big trucks.
That was really good. Monster truck, monster mash. I don't know. I didn't have anything else to say.
There's a car parts, like performance auto parts store. I don't even know if they're national, but their corporate headquarters is just down from me. So every time I drive past, my family is sick of it, but it's Jags.
Oh.
That's their commercial. Jags, high performance vehicle parts, blah, 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 blah. Clearly, I'm an auto worker.
Yeah, no,
just
yeah,
the
that
way
was
I
really
talk
good.
about it.
Yeah, the carburetor.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't change my brakes. I lift the hood, and I don't know where they are.
Apparently, Palm Tree and Eclipse, someone said they're from Pensacola, Florida. So that's on me.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
I'm sorry. I try my best. Donnie Rim does not leave a finisher. A little bit of a lax turn, but no real harm as Leonard Gates is teed up on 40. Eclipse could leave a finisher just in case. Things are still possible.
Yeah, there's such a big windup. There's so much that can go wrong with it, but he looks smooth with it.
Yeah. It's just interesting how those components got together to make that recipe.
Nailed it.
Shazam! Thank you, Leonard. That is now my new profile picture. I'm going to have to screenshot that.
On it.
Do you see it? Oh, you got it on the replay?
Yeah, I got it on the replay.
Yeah, well, I'm going to just add that. Screenshot that for my profile picture. Don't mind me. I'm so talented at finding stuff immediately. Anyways, back to the match.
And again, that third dart, it just seems to be one out of every three. Normally the last from Eclipse that goes awry. Both Shazam players off and running as well. Eclipse of the Palm shouldn't be too worried as the last leg won with throw.
Yeah, I mean, so far, there's no alarm bells going off if I'm either one of them. Especially, I felt like Palm really started to find it towards the end of that leg. Eclipse is the one that he's just going to have to settle down and just really play their game.
Switches downstairs and does find it. Odd timing on the switch. Again, not familiar with his game, but 20 bed was wide open. He already had kind of two to help him with the weight of it, but switch worked. Steady ton from Donnie Ram.
All right, guys, I had to change my Facebook profile picture to Leonard Gates, captioned my face when I missed all three darts at the double. Anyways, back to my real job. Back to the job. Leonard Gates. Doing Leonard Gates stuff so far. Not really challenging Palm Tree too much, so Palm Tree will more likely have the first look at the finish. It's up to Eclipse and Donnie Ram, who have had, with Donnie Ram's last performance, had some question marks in his own game there. And there, Eclipse not going to be happy with that turn. Donnie can put some pressure. It seems like it's 180 or less than 60 is kind of the range we've been in with him so far. And this time he wanted to prove me right, scoring 59 on the turn. And oh no, 162. Not the ideal setup there, as that did not go according to plan at all. Leonard Gates now can punish that, but first star looked a little jumpy and now needs it to lead the big fish. 170, not exactly what he had in mind either. Also really good. I like that. Good use of the grimace emoji, which is its official name, by the way. Curious.
That is a large purple McDonald's character.
And a very angry milkshake. you remember the grimace trend? Was that on your TikTok page, or was that was my brain rot?
No, didn't make it to my FYP.
You ever really bored and want to just rot some brain cells? Look up Grimace Milkshake Challenge.
Is that okay? Like,
Yeah,
are we allowed to say that?
Not on the work computer, probably.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
And still fighting the struggles here for Palm Tree. Does get to 120. 170 is no guarantee. This is still anybody's leg now with Eclipse behind. Donnie Ram getting ahead. Leonard Gates on 170. So here we go. What do you got for us, sir?
Yeah, you got to think he needs a couple of troubles here.
I will say it looks like just the angle of the camera, but I don't know if it's actually touching his chest. Those flights there, just a little bit shy.
So no finish from 166. So this is just to bring it down. He can freeze.
Tried to get all the way down
He
there.
did freeze. So no finish on the 120. Nice shot from Donnie Ram.
And those are the shots that make or break your run in tournaments like this.
Yeah, it adds a defensive element to 0-1. Leonard Gates not going to do it. Does hit a big triple, though, bringing his score down as well. He's frozen the 148. So one good turn deserves another. Shazam doing their part.
Shazam.
Two big troubles needed.
And it's going to be refrozen as well. So now you're again asking for favors to avoid the 2-0 down position.
Double five. There it is. 2-0. Shazam.
A little close for comfort on that dart there. But does get it. So Palm Tree's going to have to set the right tone here. That's what this is going to come to. That could work as the right tone. 118 in. Nothing wrong with that. See what mood Leonard Gates is in. That's fine. Does get in. Pulling to the left, though. Does find the 20 on the last. Giving a little bit of separation, but so far, no alarm bells. Clips gets in as well. So far, no struggles across the board yet. Last dart just gets away from him. He's definitely having some third dart troubles. And great shot from Donnie Ram, finding a ton plus in as well. Andre, you can see he's taking that big deep breath there. Needs to get himself collected for this leg. It seems like he's doing so.
Oh. Falls off after the first. I think that's the second or third time we've seen that. A really good first start and just not able to follow it. Pursed lips from Leonard as he doesn't find a trouble either. Eclipse low man on the averages. Looking to change that, though. Can he fill it up?
He cannot.
140.
Can't be mad about that. I'll take 140s every day. 140s win matches. 180s. Those are for the fans. Ink's Liberty saying, Nick, what's the trick to not drop that third dart when you're throwing into traffic into the bed? The secret is really is you have to just throw the third dart the same as you threw the first two. It's so easy on that third dart to try to place it. You only have so much real estate left. You're starting to think about it too much. You're trying to float it, release it not as hard. If it's congested and you're worried about deflection, you have to throw it maybe a little bit harder than normal. But otherwise, throw the dart the same. It sounds like silly enough. That's why you see dart players hold 4 darts in their hand sometimes. Is for stuff like that because we tend to throw our third dart the lightest. That's why you see those drops. That's why you see those more errant darts. Daniel Ratcliffe, you were giving me yesterday with the Harry Potter a little bit.
That's Harry Potter.
Daniel pointing out as well. There's no unless you have any tricks that I don't know about. If so, I need them because I've been struggling lately, Gordon. It's really bad.
Yeah, no, don't change your throw. Throw at it. If you have to continue to throw at that target, find an angle, find the best angle into the target.
That's the best angle into that target. Donnie Ram says, guys, I'm going to go out in front, just get set up here real quick. Hope you don't mind. And Mike Redmond, that is correct. If Rams team wins at doubles, that means Cody Vomstead will get the spot in Rock Hill, and something that Cody's actually cognizant of today.
So he's a Soldier fan?
No, he wants Ram to win because Ram won the singles.
I'm thinking Donnie Ram because that's who we're watching.
Ram Guevara.
Yep, gotcha.
Which would mean Jimmy's brother's team would have to win that, and they're currently on the losers' side of the bracket. They're currently in that 7th, 8th position. And a 3-2 loss. $92 for the match for Shazam. Right, hit the wham bam and thank you, ma'am. In style. Gets it done.
Yeah,